But here's the
They,
thing.
they need they need Marcos Jr. to stay in power, and
Yeah,
Marcos Jr. needs the United States to back him up domestically and even internationally speaking.
yeah.
And the Americans, I think, or the United States, don't want to have another Duterte in the presidency. That's
Well,
also my thinking.
yeah, and that was my next thing. If obviously should this happen that he steps down, of course the vice president takes over. Now,
Of course, that's
now
that's the
in your
constitutional
opinion,
succession.
Anna, is Sara Duterte qualified to be a president of the
I
Philippines?
think so. I
What
would
will
agree. Yes.
what will she do for the Filipino people, in your opinion?
For me, I don't know. I don't know really personally the vice president, no. But
Okay.
from what I know, that she has a very she has a very good track record as a mayor of Davao City. You
Okay.
can see Davao City as an example of her kind of leadership. And
Yeah.
one thing that I like about Sara Duterte, though, is she is not corrupt. That's a basic for me. For a politician, that's one very important criteria for me, that a
Yeah.
politician should never be a corrupt politician or corrupt person. She's not corrupt. She would work hard for the Filipino people, and I think she understands the grassroots,
Yeah.
the locals, not the elites. No, because she's not from the elites. I think she understands the grassroots. What are the needs of the people from the ground, and that I think is very important for any leader.
Uh-huh.
A leader could only lead the people if she understand or he understand the people in terms of what they need and how they live and the ground reality. If you don't understand the ground reality, you will never be an effective leader. That is my perception of a leader, really. So that's why someone like Marcos Jr. would not understand the realities on the ground because he never experienced how to be part of the people in the ground.
Yeah.
So he is an elite. All
Yeah.
throughout his life, he had a luxurious way of living. So I don't think he understands how it is to be hungry, how it is to work hard for you to be able to feed your family. I don't think he understands that. But a
Mm.
leader needs to know these things. For him, that's the only way for you to know what kind of policies you will be able to put forward that will benefit really your people, especially those who are less fortunate. And in the Philippines, you can see we're like a pyramid. We have a
Yeah.
very 1% of our population, or probably less than 1%, are the elites and really wealthy people. Many of us are really at the base, and these are really the lower class, and there's a lot of them, more than
Yeah.
majority. So, and the middle class is increasing, but it's still limited in terms of, in terms of numbers of in terms of
Yeah.
population.
Yeah.
So if the leader needs to understand the base, the ground, and the masses, because that's the only way for you to address what they need and how they're gonna be improving their lives. Now, if a leader does not understand and who never had experience being, with the masses, you will not be able to be an effective leader, delivering the goods that you need to deliver to your people and putting your country in the right trajectory that benefits the people, not the elites. So that is my perception of a leader, that it would be effective for my country. If
Mm.
they don't have this kind of realization and experience, I don't think they would be effective, really.
Wow. Very, very, very insightful. I'm gonna give you the last word, Anna, before we close this out. But before I do this, on behalf of the entire community, we say thank you for carving out time for us here. I know it's late at night in your location, and we appreciate you really giving us this time to share your knowledge, your insights, your assessments, and your analysis about where things are going. I'll give you the last word. What is your final word to the Filipino people if they are watching this?
Oh, thank you so much, David, and thank you so much for the whole community that is here now, and your audience and the public, for giving me the opportunity to have this conversation every now and then. It's very important. We need this. We need this platform, really, and thank you so much. I really am not
Mm.
kidding. We need your platform to
Oh,
be
thank
for
you.
the world to be informed of what's going on, because whatever happens to the Philippines, especially when you talk about military and defense, I mean, in relation to the region, in relation to China, in relation to all other major powers in the world, even the control of the United States, of my country, it will affect the whole world, not just the region. That's
Sure.
one thing that I can tell you. And on the other hand, for my co-Filipinos, my fellow Filipinos, midterm election is upcoming. I think it's always been my advocacy that we should always think of the people we're gonna be putting in office, because
Yeah.
midterm election will be electing new mayors, new governors, new congressmen and women, and of course new 12 senators. So these are important positions, in the Philippines when you talk about elected posts. So I hope that you will use your vote the, the thing about the Filipinos has to understand is the vote is an equalizing power. You may be poor, you may be wealthy, but your vote counts. It doesn't matter, if you're wealthy, you're poor, you're old, or young. It still counts, and it matters a lot. So I hope that my the Filipinos will use their vote for the midterm election in the right way, and you would again learn the lessons of what's going on in the country right now. That you will choose the right people to the right position, and you will not, be swayed by propaganda, but you really look at the track records, advocacy, and the issues and the backgrounds of those who are running for office. Because it's like this, you can, if you voted for a wrong person, you don't have the right to complain. But if you voted for the right person, probably you have the right to complain. And sometimes I say that to some of my friends who complained a lot, because at the end of the day, we need to be responsible Filipinos. We need to be active, and we need to be responsible by electing the right people. The people who are competent, not just the popular ones. So I think that's one thing that I would like to call. It's like a call on my side, because we're having our midterm election by May 2025. And again, with the current presidency, I just hope that many Filipinos would wake up and would see the reality really going on in the country, domestic wise and foreign policy wise. We are not in a good position. We are left behind, actually, in terms of economic development and prosperity by other ASEAN countries. Vietnam is really progressing. I had a conversation with a Vietnamese last week, and I was talking to him, and he was asking me what can I say about his of the Vietnamese foreign policy and their domestic situation. I said, you're advancing fast, economically speaking, and I really admire the Vietnamese foreign policy. I said, you're very clever and you're very wise. And he was like saying, like, yeah, but the Philippines is something, it seems like the Philippines has a lot of problems. Like, yes, it's true. So I really hope that the Philippines would open up their eyes, look at the domestic situation in relation to the world, and in relation to the region, and in relation to our counterparts in ASEAN. And probably you will realize where we are at the moment. And where we are is not really in a good position. And I hope that would motivate all Filipinos to think and would do the right thing, especially when electing people in government. So that's my message to my fellow Filipinos. And thank you so much, David, for the opportunity, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance to everyone. I really hope that 2025 would be good for my country.
Let's hope. Thank you so much, and I truly appreciate you being here. And I look forward to having you again for the next topic, whatever that topic might be. So on behalf of the entire community, we say thank you and wish you a good night. Bye-bye.
Bye.